Christmas just yet.
No, we won't say Merry Christmas just yet. It's a little early for that. It's not quite our Christmas episode.
Hi, everybody.
But this is Chris and Tony back with another TigerSox review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
We're on.
We are on.
Is this thing
on?
Live.
Live. Exactly, coming to you for
You will
season
pay
2.
for the entire seat, but you will only need
the edge. And it is a bit early to say call this our
About 2 weeks.
our Christmas episode.
2 weeks away till Christmas.
Yeah,
so we'll see you before then. But
precisely.
Actually, you know what? We'll have to adjust some stuff because the following time that we would gather on a Sunday would be Christmas Day.
Oh, that's true.
And I won't be able to join you for videoing. So, well, I guess we have something to figure out, don't we?
Yeah, we got some homework to do. And
December 11th now. Okay, the next one.
Yeah.
We might have to do a little early end of the year. Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas thing. Anyway, let's go to beer. Let's talk about beer.
Let's do beer.
I
Because
think that's why we're here.
Tony picked up. Normally, I mean, neither one of us are that big into the trends, but Dogfish Head makes great beer, and
man, do they ever!
So Tony did pick up one of the beers you see emerging as a trend right now.
It's popular.
The breakfast beer for breakfast stout.
Yep.
With its ingredients, it has, among other things, scrapple.
Scrapple, which we did a little homework on.
We did. Actually, Tony did.
Cornmeal, kind of like a cornmeal mix, basically comprised of cornmeal, obviously, and pork meat. I mean, I don't think it really specified whether it was bacon or sausage.
I want to say that I had this when I was in Pennsylvania. I think this actually has made its way, because it's referred to as Delaware scrapple.
Right.
But I do think it did make its way into the Mid-Atlantic states. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure when I was in Pittsburgh, I had scrapple a couple of different places, at some of the lumberjack places.
What I read about it,
New York.
What I read about it was, what I just said, the cornmeal, the pork. But it's also something that gets baked and sliced and fried. I'm sorry, sliced and then fried. So for all you people out there that are home chefs and you want to see what scrapple's all about for an interesting side, I don't even know if it would be a side dish or I don't know if it would be a food.
I think it's a full dish. I mean,
entree or
because it's pretty hearty. It's got pork bits and cornmeal.
Cornmeal is going to fill you up. So it's ale. Okay, a stout tricked out with all sorts of breakfast ingredients. Huge notes of coffee in the nose. Give way to sweet, smoky, savory layers in the flavor. An ale brewed with scrapple, spices, coffee, and maple syrup with coffee added. So we have already had this beer before.
We have. Full disclosure, this is one of the few times when we're going into a beer, when both of us are going into the beer, having had it previously.
Yes, we have. And then last week, sorry, I'm blocking your beautiful face. Last week we did the Dude's English Brown, and that was the first time that either of us had even tasted that beer. So it's always kind of fun to I would think, to watch us have a genuine first reaction. Mm-hmm. We won't be able to, maybe pull it off this week. We have already tried this beer.
But I will say that the first time that I tried it, beer. I did not really savor the aroma. So I am looking forward to bringing in the bouquet and seeing what all that offers.
I actually was big on the aroma and big on the
Tony's using the Pop the Top opener from
Taza
Designs.
You probably remember this from our old videos from Season 1.
Yep.
I think we used it a couple times in Season 2 already.
You know what? I'm still going to endorse this, but I am going to say this to you. If you have one of these, don't get rid of the other bottle openers in your house.
Right.
But Tony's showing you now that that is the best way to, if you're going to preserve your caps, if you're the kind of person who keeps caps, and there's more than one cap collector I follow on Instagram, so I know that there's plenty of y'all out there. Even those of you who don't have the wall mounts still like to collect your caps. Yep. That's cap is in great condition. The crown is in great condition. You could use that to reseal the bottle. It's no problem. So.
It's as if it hasn't even touched the top of a bottle before, actually.
And this comes in, I wanted to say, a 7.4 ABV.
Are you sure you don't like that smell, man? I mean,
No, it's not that I didn't like it. It's that I didn't really savor it.
Oh, okay. Because to me, the smokiness.
I'm definitely getting that spices from it, because it says spices and I think maple syrup.
Maple syrup with coffee
which, of course, Vermont being just up the road.
Oh, yeah, you got to have
some of that.
7.4% alcohol. But the last time we had this, by the way, I've been looking for this beer. Because I'm such a Dogfish Head fan, I've been aware of this beer for many weeks. And Vegas, I don't know what's going on, but these distributors here, and this could take 7 more minutes, so we don't want to kill the whole time. We know the distributors here stink. We've talked about it in the past. This is another good example, as is the new the new Sierra Nevada Harvest Series, the 6-pack of the Wet Hop IPA. I've been looking for that thing for almost 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
It just now, along with this beer, made it to the shelves, and I'm like, we're so far behind, it's almost scary.
Yeah, Tony and I have been actually looking for that beer for, as he said, months, and that's been a 2-man process. I mean, each time each one of us has gone to
Thank you.
the beer store to get more beers, talking to somebody, and even at the stores. Oh, pour a little heavy for me.
I want you to have a little more,
Oh,
because
I
want you to love it as much as I did. So.
And just at the stores, I mean to tell you that when talking to inventory people at Total, not Lee's, but at Total
Wine.
Talking to people who say, I don't understand why this beer isn't in our store right now. I mean, not on its way, in the store.
Right.
It should be here, and we should have sold some already.
Yeah.
So
they were almost aghast, really?
Johnson, Nevada, Wirtz, y'all suck. Okay, pure and simple. I'm just gonna say it flat out. Y'all suck, and it's not like you could do any worse, and it's not like me saying this is gonna make them all go, fine, we're not gonna sell any craft beer. But honestly, you guys suck. You really do. So gonna give this a nice,
Tis the
good
season
swirl
to be jolly, la la la, and drink some beer. I did pour Chris a little more.
Boy, I sure am getting everything. I swear to you, I'm getting all of it. I'm getting the pork fat. I'm getting the maple syrup.
Absolutely.
I'm getting the spices.
Yep.
I'm getting
coffee.
I am getting the
smokiness to me.
The coffee, which I got to say, I'm not a big fan of Latin American coffees the way they taste, but they do produce a swell aroma. So, and this was cold pressed. Was it Guatemalan? Yeah, Guatemalan Antigua. I remember.
Antigua. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that was my phone. Sorry.
Those of you who do dig Latin American coffees, this is a Latin American coffee as opposed to a Pacific Rim or African coffee. But
this beer smells so good.
It really does smell like breakfast. Honestly,
minus the scrambled eggs and the
English
muffin.
But those of you who've spent any time in the country, this is exactly what a country breakfast smells like.
Yeah.
Everything's covered in pork fat. And
right.
So,
right. I'm not talking about being healthy for you or anything. We're just like, what smells good, what tastes good.
But yeah.
I'm crazy about the smokiness. Anybody that knows me knows that I love rock beers. It's probably my favorite style of beer outside of an IPA. So basically it's number 1 IPA, number 2 rock beers, and you can't find rock beers nearly as often as you can find an IPA, obviously.
That's true, yeah.
So anytime I can have a beer that's we're showing the time here.
I gotta see.
Anytime that I can have a beer that's this smoky and actually smells like smoke, I dig it.
And I gotta say, I'm not seeing a lot of spit this out, Rouse. I'm not seeing a lot of carbonation. I mean, obviously it's dark. It's almost too difficult to see it through. But even looking in the light, I'm not seeing a lot of carbonation.
Well, I mean,
so
you're sitting right next to me. I don't see you. So
okay,
this is pitch black, and I've got the sunlight right behind you. That should make it to where I see you. This thing is as black as night as a stout should be.
So let's dig in.
Cheers, everybody! And I do already recommend this beer if you like stouts. If you like stouts, you gotta try this beer. You're gonna love it.
This is such a complex stout. I really don't think you could compare.
It's
this
one
to
of the
any
most
other stout.
complex stouts I've ever had. I remember thinking the same thing when I first opened it and had it about a week and a half ago was the first bottle I opened. Blown away. Guy Medley, our friend, if you're watching this, Mr. Stoutman, you gotta get this beer.
Indeed. And
it's a triumph.
You will taste the pork fat.
Yep.
And it's not it's not in a bad way. This is definitely not a kosher beer. Let's stress that right now. There is pork fat in this. This is not kosher by any stretch of imagination. It's not a vegetarian beer either. So there you go on those respects.
So complex. I mean, you've got such a marriage going on here. You know, we read the ingredients off, obviously, and you really can sip by sip come through. You know, with each one, you're like, okay, this time I'm going to try to find the maple. I find the maple.
Yeah, this time I got the coffee after tasting the pork.
Yep, the coffee is there. I mean, the smokiness again.
Oh yeah,
it's just such a satisfying, warming.
As you lick your lips, I can actually get I'm getting the pork saltiness, like the saltiness you get with any kind of pork, whether it's bacon or pork fat or ham hocks or what have you. I mean, pork is just high in salt. And I'm getting, honestly, I lick my lips and I feel salt. Like I just had something.
It's fantastic. You stout lovers out there, good chance you already tried this beer. If you have not, please try it. I mean, I think you'll be like so pleased. I really do. I think you're going to say.
And if you don't, we got to wonder what's wrong with you.
Yeah. And you might even say, hell yeah.
You should say hell yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I've been happy enough when I took a sip of a
that
good beer.
That maintains its bouquet too. It
really does. Yeah. It really
even
does.
After this has had plenty of aeration and nucleation, it still smells just like it did when Tony first poured it. So
it's everything you would want from a stout. You've got a real richness, creaminess, along with those bold flavors, really bold flavors that.
And you're right too. In
tongue,
terms of every flavor, the first time I tasted the pork, the second time I tasted the coffee, third time I tasted the spices, and just now I tasted the maple syrup.
Yeah.
You really can get a different flavor each, or at least a different sub-flavor, for lack of a better term, with each
ingredient. I've come to this bee just loves being around us. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe it's this beer actually.
Protect the bees, save the bees.
Yeah. Hey.
Just go somewhere else other than right here, bee. But
we had this problem. I never see bees around here until we're doing this, and then
bees love beer.
One or two bees always show up and okay, bye. I think he left. Anyhow, it's a honey of it's
Cheerios.
That's why bees do it.
I think I gave this at least a 4, maybe even a 4.25 on Untapped.
I think I did 4.25. I already reviewed it, and I'm pretty sure I did 4.25, and I stand by it. And something else I wonder is if this beer is served, refrigerated, or if it's served room temperature. I think you're going to see a different beer. Meaning, the ingredients, if it was room temp, maybe you're going to pick up more of the salty baconness.
I honestly
if
wish...
it's cold, maybe you'll get more of the maple.
I just wish that they had made it a full 8.0, because I don't like to age anything less than an 8. And I think this would be a great beer to age.
I bet it would be.
I
bet it would be, yeah.
With that 7.4, I don't think you could age it really more than a year at most.
Yeah. But, Dogfish, we've said it time and time again. They inspire me. I mean, these guys are so creative and just innovative. And
oh, yeah, without a doubt.
They're so, and they really are.
We're still desperate to try that Hulad. I think that we deserve to try that Hulad, both of us being IPA fans.
I don't think they even make it anymore, but
they made it for a limited run. But somebody's bound to. They seem like the kind of guys that if you could just talk to Sam for just a minute or two, you could maybe convince him to make a small batch or something.
Yeah, kind of like in line with the 120-minute IPA. Make something on that scale, where it can get released. Maybe even if it was in California, you might be able to. I got some contacts in California. Might be able to find it for me, but. Yeah, I'd love to give it a shot. But Dogfish, you guys, amazing. Your stout, this stout is
cheers to this stout.
Fantastic.
Cheers to Dogfish Head.
Absolutely.
Another fine example of what I like to refer to as successful, not corporate. And they're not corporate. They're just successful. They've got a good distribution. You can find them in, I think, pretty much any of the continental 48 states.
I think so. Yeah.
And most of them anyway. And they're not going around buying other breweries, smashing other breweries, cutting off distribution lines, stealing grocery shelf space from other breweries.
Right.
They're just successful. They did it right, and people liked their beer, and they drank it, and they made money, and they got bigger, and hats off to them. So I see that we're closing very
21st year pretty soon. Here.
We've got less than a minute left. So once again, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And cheers.
Cheers, everybody. And Merry Early Christmas.
Merry Early Christmas.
See you soon.